All right, Team Rotary. Here we go. Not sure if we're quite ready, but we're going. Okay, this is today's song. I dare you to not move around with this song. So this song is from Marisol Fast, and the song is El Noa Noa by Juan Gabriel. This song reminds Marisol of a recent trip to Mexico with 12 of her friends she has known since kindergarten. She gave each friend a bracelet with 3 beads representing the past, the present, and the future, a symbol of their lifelong friendship and the memories still to come. When Marisol hears El Noa Noa, she thinks of laughter, friendship, dancing, and the joy of being together. For her, the song and the bracelets carry the same message. Life is richer when it is shared with people who have walked beside you through every stage of life. So thank you, Marisol, for sharing your song today. I love how we just got to know Marisol a little bit better. Our greeter today was Drew Harris. He was flying solo at the door greeting. And Drew is a co-chair for your Youth Services Committee, and he's with John L. Scott Real Estate. So thank you, Drew, for greeting. And now, for a little bit of inspiration, I would like to bring up a Hall of Famer, being our district first lady in 2015 and 2016, and first citizen, Jan Luring.
Always a hug, always a hug. After that, I wanted to dance my way up. Why not? You feel the hubba hubba already, right? Okay, I do. That was it. Thank you, fabulous president. My friend, Miss Sherry. I appreciate. I'm doing something simple today. I tried to do something deep and meaningful. Can you hear me? And I changed my mind. So I always get simple. That's what you're getting from me. And you're getting the subject that I've often talked about, gratitude. So simple is best. You get nothing from me that you can't understand. Gratitude is your ultimate superpower. It's capable of turning any day that you currently have into enough and more. It shifts your focus from what is missing in your life to the beautiful abundance that you already have. So take a 1-minute read to help you reset if you're not already living in gratitude. In our fast-paced lives, it is incredibly easy to focus on what went wrong. You don't have to raise your hand, but I know it's out there. What is stressful or what we don't yet have? But when you consciously choose to hit pause and look around, you realize how many quiet miracles surround you. It's the breath in your lungs, the warmth of the sun, what you feel on your skin, the people who support you, and the simple fact that you woke up to a new day of endless opportunity. Gratitude is saying thank you when things aren't perfect. It is the practice of finding light on cloudy days and joy in every ordinary moment. Wear gratitude like a cloak. It lowers your stress, it calms your mind, and it opens your heart to even more blessings. Today, take 1 minute to look around and acknowledge 3 things for which you have gratitude. We all have that. God bless you.
Thank you, Jan. Okay, Rotarians, if you would like to take a seat, I would love for the guests to please stay standing. All of our guests today, if you could just stay standing so we can acknowledge you as our MVPs for today's game. So thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here. For those of you that don't know me, I am Sherry Bissell, and I'm very proud to be the 107th president of this club. Yes, we are that old. I am not that old, but I'm getting there. But we are 107 years old. We were chartered in 1919, and we are a team. That is our theme this year is Team Rotary, because we unite for good. That's what teams do. And we like to be the good and do good in this community and beyond. So if any of you are interested in being on our team and doing good with us, talk to any one of us or grab one of the cards on the table, and we would be happy to draft you on our team in a minute. And as I always say, we have something for everyone in this club. So, okay. Now we are going to honor one of our own. Carolyn, do you have a picture? Donna Moultrie. So Donna passed away April 20th, 2026 at the age of 95. Donna was in this Rotary Club for 29 years. She was born on May 1st, 1930 in Seattle, Washington, to Clark Schoenberg and Elsie Trabue Schoenberg. When she was in high school, the family moved to the Yakima Valley, settling in Sunnyside. She graduated from Grandview High School. After graduation, she was briefly married to Robert Morrow and moved back to Seattle. Eventually, she returned to Sunnyside and went to work at Moultrie's in the Planters Hotel, where she met Edward Moultrie, whom she later married. They moved to Yakima to open and manage Moultrie's Four Winds and continued in the food industry, owning the El Cid restaurant and M&M Catering in the convention center. After retirement from M&M, Donna was food manager at the fairgrounds. Now, here are a few words about Donna from Rotarian Greg Stewart. I am honored to write this tribute to our fellow Rotarian, Donna Moultrie. I regret not being able to be in attendance today to help honor this special person. I first met Donna in 1972 as a 26-year-old new assistant manager at the Central Washington Fair. This was at the time she operated the El Cid. I was assigned to sell her advertising space in the fair guidebook. Having no experience at all in selling ads, I appreciated her guidance through the process. This was the beginning of a 48-year working relationship and cherished friendship. Greg says as time went on, she became a prominent caterer in the community, including all the activities for the fair needs. This included providing meals for numerous entertainers such as Bob Hope, Anne Murray, Red Skelton, the Beach Boys, and even Sir Elton John, plus many, many more, always getting rave reviews. Others included Washington state governors, senators, and congressmen, as well as dignitaries from Canada, Mexico, and Korea. They all enjoyed her meals. To describe Donna, the words gracious, always positive, compassionate, and charming come to mind. She had a professional aura about her and was never flustered with any request. From having to come up with specific vegetarian meals to sorting out only the brown M&Ms from a package to put in a candy bowl for certain entertainers, whatever the request was, her answer was always, okay. There wasn't a task too large for her. One of her biggest accomplishments was providing 3,000 meals for the grand opening of the Sun Dome without a hitch. Still one of the largest single meal functions in our community. Greg says his only regret that he has with Donna is that he was not able to get her baked beans recipe from her. He says, I am sure she is serving great meals in heaven, including the baked beans. You were a great asset to our community as well as a very special friend. You are loved and missed by many and will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, Donna. Greg Stewart says, thank you all for allowing me to share these memories of Donna with you. A celebration of life will be held this Saturday, June 6th at 10 a.m. at St. Paul's Catholic Church, with the reception immediately following. And now, if you would please join me in a moment of silence for Donna. Thank you for that. Okay, I have a quick announcement. Yakima will be celebrating the 250th birthday of our nation with a free family-friendly America 250 event. The flyers are on your table. This will be happening on Saturday, June 13th at Franklin Park from 9:30 to 5. There will be a parade, demonstrations, period dress people, educational talks, photo opportunities, displays, a drop-off location for worn or torn flags that need proper retirement, and a lot more. So check out the flyer on your table and try to go to that event if you can. It should be fun. Kyle. Is Chris here? Okay. I know you were looking for him. Okay, so now to introduce our 22nd new member for this year, I would like to bring up Mr. Kyle Curtis. Kyle is with Yakima County.
All right. So Chris, if you want to make your way up here, good afternoon, Rotarians and guests. It's not every day that you get the unique opportunity to introduce what we call game changers into our club and community. The individual I'm privileged to introduce today doesn't really need an introduction because by circumstance, in his short amount of time in our community, you've either met him, heard of him, or questioned his accent. It is truly an absolute honor today to introduce Dr. Chris Gilmer, the 4th president of Heritage University, into our downtown Rotary Club. And he also served as a previous member of Parkersburg Rotary Club. Chris is a nationally recognized higher education leader and scholar who has served as president and in leadership of many worthy institutions, such as West Virginia University Potomac State College, West Virginia University at Parkersburg, Tougaloo College, Adams State University, and now our beloved Heritage University in Toppenish. He holds a PhD in English from the University of Southern Mississippi and has remained active as a faculty member throughout his administrative career. In less than a year, I have personally seen firsthand how President Gilmer has adapted to our community. He listens wholeheartedly to our community and how he engages in a unique and wholesome way with students and stakeholders alike. His interactions, whether it be for 5 minutes or 30 minutes, are always genuine and leave you feeling heard and valued. President Gilmer enjoys cooking, reading, writing, and attending cultural events. When I asked his husband, David, of what could I possibly share of Chris that was interesting, he provided, which most of this I did have to look up. Chris loves the first lady of country music, Tammy Wynette. Wynette, thank you. Which Chris had the opportunity to meet in an airport once. Chris unwinds on weekends by baking Southern pies from his grandmother's recipes. And finally, Chris has seen every single episode of the beloved TV series, The Waltons. So with that, Rotarians, please give a warm welcome to President Chris Gilmer.
I have goodies for you, so don't go anywhere. Kyle, don't go anywhere. Kyle, I have a sponsor pin for you. He's trying to run away. And Chris.
Goodie.
Lots of goodies. So I have your red rookie badge along with the passport, and that will tell you everything that you have to do to become a blue badger. Team Rotary playbook. You have to memorize that. Get back to me next week on how that's going.
Could I have a week and a half?
Okay, I'll give you a week and a half. He's negotiating now. I have the plaque that you can hang on your wall very proudly, along with the license plate frame. So you have to watch how you drive. Welcome to the team.
Thank you, President. Thank you so much.
A week and a half to memorize the playbook. Okay, all right, okay. I am going to now bring up Mr. Anthony A.P. Peterson. AP is a director. He's a co-chair of our Youth Services Committee, and he is with the OIC of Washington. Drew Harris is coming up too, apparently. He's following. I I don't know what's going on. He got recruited. That's fine. But these two have a little challenge for you all. So buckle up.
All right, thank you, President Sherry. We're gonna toss it back and forth. So good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. I just wanted to first of all express my gratitude for everyone who has contributed and participated in the Jobs for Youth program up to this point. We had a great turnout for the job fair, which is the first component of the Jobs for Youth program. Thank you, everyone who has contributed via donation, who participated in the mock interviews, who helped recruit employers, who actually offered their place of employment for an employment placement site. And thank you for all the sponsors. So at this point, we have secured finances and job placements for about 50 youth. But yeah.
Which is about 2 times more than last year. So thank you guys there all for that.
Yep. So we expressed the gratitude, and we're about progress. However, we know the original name of this program was what? 100 jobs for 100 youth. So our goal was to get a minimum of jobs for 100 youth. So we have a little challenge today. We understand, just given how society is today, the economic situation is not the best for anybody. There's a few people in here, but we'll talk to you about it later. It might be great for you, but for the large majority of us, in our businesses and companies, it's hard to provide staffing, placement, even dollars to support your current staff, let alone a job opportunity for a youth who may not have any skills. So with that being said, we put together a little challenge. We want you to take a look at your table. There's a little bowl there. Sorry, it's not filled with chocolates. I know some of you guys reached in there. Oh, sorry. It has $1 to get you started. So what we're doing is we're going to try to do a little bit of micro fundraising. So the competition is we're looking for you all to reach in your pockets and find the quarter, the dollar, John, the $2 bill that I gave you 2 years ago, $5, $10, and put it in that cup. Oh, and we still got, okay, I'm getting there. Sorry. I'm getting there. So if for the physical cash, you could put it in there, or you can write a little note and say, I will charge my credit card later, or I will talk to our wonderful Lorna to swipe my card. Thank you, Sharon, to provide a donation via Square. So we appreciate all of you and your continued contributions. The job placements start June 22nd. We're still trying to recruit for employers. Thank you. You might get an email from Cy. Cy, raise your hand. Oh, see that? Hey, can you say that for the people in the back? Hold on. I still got knees. All right, there you go.
I challenge $100 for the 100 people in the room. And I just did the first.
All right. Oh, we got $100. $100. No, I'm joking. All right, yeah, write those names down. Thank you, Sharon. All right, I'm gonna toss it to Drew. I know we got a whole program, so.
Man, you said about everything, but no, yeah. If you don't have it today, let us know. Anthony and I will more than happy to stop by your house, your job, anywhere you're at, and come get it. Also, please continue to spread the word. As Anthony said, although we had the event already, we're still trying to recruit more sponsors. So if you know anybody else who would be interested in sponsoring, please continue to spread the word. Thank you. Oh, also, I just want to give a big thank you to OIC too, because their staff did an amazing job. I mean, the day of event was seamless as far as just the transitioning to each different room and what was going on. So thank you, Anthony and Cy, the rest of the OIC staff.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. The whole purpose of this was just like if anybody could sponsor a youth for Jobs for Youth, it would be this club, right? So why not? So thank you guys for doing that. If you want to keep your hand up for the credit card, Lorna or Carolyn will get to you, or we can do it afterwards as well. And now it is time for Sergeant at Arms. And Quinn Dallin is coming up for that. And Quinn is a co-chair of the Academic Scholarship Committee, and she's with Central Washington Legal Aid. And I will tell you that the fines raised today will also go to Jobs for Youth. So know that.
Thank you, President Sherry. Now I know how hard it is. Okay, all right. So Kelly Connaughton was supposed to do Sergeant at Arms, and she called me like yesterday and said, "Would you please cover for me?" And I told her I could have a really cool PowerPoint presentation, and she said, "No, we're going to hear about mental health. Because May is Mental Health Month. We're now in June, but we're going to hear about mental health. So instead of a PowerPoint, I want to do happy bucks. So if you guys have something to be touchdown bucks, if you guys have something to be happy about, something that's bringing you joy right now, you can announce that loudly and give in your money. And if you want to celebrate that joy, you can also give. I'll start, okay? And okay, listen, I always forget cash, so I either have $0 or $20, so it's going to be 20 today. I'm so excited that the Mariners are #1 in the AL West. And don't at me that their record's not that great compared to other teams. I don't care. They're #1 in their division. I don't care if their division sucks. So, yay for the Mariners. If you want to contribute to the Mariners, great. And then Charlie. Nancy. Who else? I know there's more to be happy about, you guys. Okay, Rebecca. Yeah. Oh, Jane's donating, but she doesn't have anything to be happy about. Anybody else? Anything good? Okay. All right. Well, turn in your dollars to the Raise Up Your Dollars. Turn them in. It's going to a Job for Youth. Thanks, all.
Okay. Nicely done. Thank you, Quinn. Okay, so now to introduce our panel of speakers for today. Once again, I'm going to bring up Kyle Curtis to do that. Thank you, Kyle. I'm gonna get my stuff out of your way.
This is what happens when you don't come to Rotary enough. They double duty. So if our panelists can go ahead and come up here. Hello again, Rotarians. It's been a hot second. It's an honor today to introduce today's program, as it is top of my mind and a high priority as your Yakima County Commissioner. Today, you will hear from a panel representing a community-led task force that stepped forward to explore the feasibility of establishing a medically monitored withdrawal management, or as I call it, medical detox program here in Yakima. This group has taken on the responsibility of learning, asking hard questions, and working collaboratively to determine what is possible, what is needed, and what will best serve our community. This project reflects the county's commitment to expanding community-based solutions that seek to address one of the hardest, most complex, and painful challenges facing our community today: addiction. Addiction is visible in our streets, it affects our youth, and it's tearing families apart. There is not a single person in this room who hasn't been affected by this painful disease. Throughout today's presentation, each panelist will share their perspective on how this project has unfolded, where we are today, and what to expect in the coming months as planning continues. So, to introduce our panel, directly to my left is Steve. Steve is a downtown Rotarian and a member of the Medical Detox Community Task Force. Steve brings a strong community perspective and long-standing engagement in Yakima. Next, oh, okay. A round of applause. Next is Esther Magasis, who's also a downtown Rotarian and serves as our Director of Human Services at Yakima County. She brings system-level insight into behavioral health, community needs, and funding opportunities. Round of applause for Esther. Next to Esther is Jolene Sita, who is also a downtown Rotarian and the CEO of Triumph Treatment Services, the provider partnering with the county on this specific project. She leads the organization's work to expand access to high-quality, community-based care and brings deep experience in healthcare services. Round of applause for Jolene. And last and not least is Dr. Jamie Simmons, who's not a Rotarian, but I understand you're married to a Rotarian, so there's that. She is the Chief Medical Officer at Triumph Treatment Services and offers clinical expertise in the development and delivery of medically monitored withdrawal management services. She will provide today insight into the clinical framework of the program, including how patient safety, stabilization, and continuity of care are addressed within this model. So first, I want to say thank you to our panelists for being up here today. And with that, Rotarians, we look forward to your discussion.
Well, my name is Steve Altmaier, and my role here is to describe to you a successful citizen-led effort which exemplifies the spirit of Rotary. Kyle already stole some of my thunder. Everyone involved here, turns out, is either a Rotarian, married to a Rotarian, a family member of a Rotarian, or a former Rotarian. So shout out to Team Rotary, Sherry. I've been involved with the issue of substance abuse for many years, and this project focuses primarily on opioid use disorders and fentanyl in particular, but it will provide a pathway to stabilization and recovery. Medical detox is the gold standard, the best practice for stabilization and recovery for opioid use disorders, but it also helps people with alcohol use disorders, alcoholism. I had a good friend and a fellow Rotarian who was lost to alcoholism about 16 years ago. Lance Braden, who many of you knew, was only 40 years old. He never got to attend his daughter's wedding. He never met his grandchildren. Lance's public cause of death was complications from type 1 diabetes, but his alcohol abuse made it impossible for him to comply with his insulin needs. If this facility had been around in 2010, I think he would be sitting at one of your tables today. That's why I got involved. Now, how this happened. The question is, how did a group of non-medical Yakima residents convince Triumph Treatment Center and Yakima County to establish medical detox in Yakima? Benton County's building one, but it's budgeted at over $50 million, and we don't have that kind of tax base here for that. And there are for-profit medical detox units springing up all over the country because it works. But they rely on private insurance, and it can only accept a few Medicaid patients. This facility will probably service almost 100% Medicaid patients. So how did we make this a reality? We listened. We organized an effective community task force, listened to advice, and acted to remove the roadblocks as they came up. First, well, I met Megan Tweedy, who's here, who's spoken to our club in the past about the loss of her brother Jeff to opioids. Megan and Jeff's father is a member of our club. First, we went to the people organizing the Benton County project for advice. Then we went to see Esther. Esther wanted to propose a medical detox unit to the commissioners. She told us community support was critical, and we should build a team of supporters that included the courts, the health district, and the prospective provider. She agreed to take part in the project, and she asked Kyle Curtis if he would participate as well. So we should have a slide with the names of our committee up here. So these are the people. These are the people that got this thing going. Comprehensive Healthcare is the largest provider of substance abuse disorder treatment in Yakima, but they'd already committed to operate the Benton County project, and so they were focused on that project. So we went to Triumph. Rotarian Jolene Seda had recently hired Dr. Jamie Simmons as chief medical officer, so our timing was quite fortuitous. Triumph liked the concept, but there were too many unknowns. They needed a feasibility study and a business plan for Jolene to take to their board, but they didn't have the kind of funds in their budget for a feasibility study for a brand new line of business that they knew little about. And here's where some of the gratitude comes in. Then we met with Heidi Pelletier and with Sharon Miracle at the Community Foundation. Both Megan and I had worked with the Community Foundation on opioid issues in the past. The Community Foundation donated their own funds, plus they reached out to donors with a known interest in addiction issues. They raised another $25,000 from private donors to fund the feasibility study. That study confirmed the need for and the community support of establishing the facilities, described what was needed, and did cost estimates. So thank you to who are here with us, Sharon and Heidi. Without the Community Foundation, this would not be happening. And I can say the same for the county, and I can say the same for Triumph. We're just kind of pushy. We got them to yes. Once we had the feasibility study, we met with the local state legislatures. They supported the project, and they were able to procure $300,000 in state funds this year. They plan to ask for more next time. So if you would like to receive regular updates, Jolene will explain how to do that in her presentation. And that's my story. So next you'll hear from downtown Rotarian Esther Magasis, the director of Yakima County's Department of Human Services. Thanks.
Well, I don't need notes, but I did think when I sat up here, well, I thought I'll just look at the slides when they come up and then that'll be enough for me to know what I'm talking about, but I can't see the slides from where I'm sitting. So could you advance one more slide? And I'm just going to lean over, take a look at it. Okay. Opportunity for saving lives. I think this actually was part of one of your slides. So if you go one more slide. Okay. Strategic sessions and engagement. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Homeless Coalition's 5-year strategic plan on housing and homelessness. And some folks in the room might have heard of it already. A lot of folks in the room were actually involved in the development of the plan, which I'm endlessly grateful for because it was a huge lift from the community. But we last year launched the first year of the 5-year homeless and housing plan for Yakima County. And it was a really large community-wide effort. You can see here we had 129 individual participants across 79 unique agencies and departments. And these were just at our strategic sessions. We did, I believe, 3-4 strategic sessions throughout the year. Although the last one was kind of just a quick recap, 3 full-day strategic sessions. And we brought all these stakeholders together to talk about what are the issues in our community, what are we seeing as barriers, needs, resources, opportunities, everything else when it comes to addressing homelessness and housing for Yakima County. And we really targeted engagement across a few key stakeholder groups. We included anybody in the community, but we really wanted to reach out to businesses, law enforcement, social service providers, government. You can see the whole list here of different types of stakeholder groups we focused on. And then on top of that, we went out to the community. We did community engagement sessions. We went to city councils. We presented our information. So it was a really, really large year-long effort with a ton of community feedback. And what we ended up with was, I think, a really strong plan on how we're going to move forward on addressing issues related to homelessness and housing. And one of the really big things that came out of that was medical detox, and not just medical detox, but like Steve said, accessible medical detox that didn't have financial barriers, that doesn't have access point barriers, something that's drop in, that's 24/7, that people can come to in any condition, presuming that they're medically stable. You know, if someone's bleeding out, they should go to the hospital first. But we really wanted to make this a low barrier opportunity so that when somebody in the community says, I need help and I'm ready, we can say, we're going to get you that help right now. Because as folks probably know in this room, when somebody is ready to address addiction, you need to move quickly because they might not be ready tomorrow. It's a really difficult process. It's a really daunting process, and it's easy to get cold feet. And oftentimes in our community, because we don't have this drop-in medical detox, you know I've heard it from social workers that are doing street level case management, that are working with clients, that they tell me over and over, I'll talk to someone and they say, I'm ready for detox. This addiction is killing me. I know that. I need to change my life. I need to do something. And the answer is hang tight. We are going to find a bed and we are going to find the transportation to get you to that bed. And we're going to call over to a different county and we're going to figure it out. And then if you're willing to leave Yakima, we could fly you over, we could drive you over. And it's just too many barriers. It's too many maybes. It's too long of a wait. And by the time they reconnect with that person, it might be, no thanks. I changed my mind. I don't want to do that anymore. And so to be able to have a facility that anytime, night or day, you could come on your own, a family member could bring you, a case manager could bring you, EMS person could bring you, and just say, here you go. You're going to get help right now as soon as you say you need it. That is just so unique. And that's such a different landscape for treatment. And so you can see here, this is from our 5-year plan. And this was one of the big priorities that came out of all of those community discussions and all of that community planning, was being able to have a site to have drop-in medical detox. And that the medically assisted component, I think, is also really important because, there's I'm not going to speak too much to it. I know Dr. Simmons can speak a lot more to it, but it's just a level of barrier where asking somebody to experience the physical agony and of going through opiate withdrawals without medical support can sometimes be too much. And that's another thing that we've heard, is that there's people who, I know I talked to an outreach worker one time who said, there's people who I know who want treatment, who tell me that they understand that their active substance use disorder is destroying their life, is destroying their relationships, is killing them. And they want to get sober, and they're afraid because they're afraid to go through the pain of withdrawal. And they, without a resource like this, they're trapped. And so I'm really grateful for the work of Steve and Megan for really being pushy and making sure that this project came forward, and of course to Triumph and to the commissioners for making it a reality, and to all the community support that we've received and our community partners. I do think that this is going to be such a meaningful, life-changing intervention. Of course, Community Foundation too. Sorry, really meaningful, life-changing intervention for the folks that need it. And it's the first step for folks that want to engage in long-term treatment that really meaningfully changes the course of their life and changes the course of our entire community. I think that's enough rambling. Yeah. If the next slide is mine, I can. Oh yeah. And okay, sorry, I forgot I had one more slide. This is what happens when you don't write down any notes. So just one last sort of logistical piece. Yakima County, in addition to investing $6 million into this project, has also committed use of this facility. Some of you may be familiar with this facility. It's the Yakima County Correctional Facility out by the fairgrounds. We're currently going through a zoning process with the city to ensure that the facility can be used for this purpose. But the intention is to secure some funding from the state to help with capital renovations and turn this facility previously used for incarceration into a facility that can be used for treatment. And I think you said that the price tag in Benton Franklin was like $50 million, which hopefully puts into perspective the fact that we're planning on doing it for around $8 million, which is a lot of money, but a steal considering. And so this is one of the other key pieces right now that we're working through. And this is really, I think, the work of this year and next will be making sure that this facility is ready to provide those services in our community. Okay, that's probably my last slide. Sorry.
Thank you, Esther. Just in the spirit of oh, thank you. We have a clicker. This was a detail I was supposed to ask for earlier, and I completely forgot. Okay, we're good. In the spirit of gratitude, I'm really grateful to be here to share a little bit about this project, and I'm going to share just a little bit about Triumph Treatment Services. Many people don't realize the long-standing legacy this organization has had in serving this community. We've been serving this community for over 65 years. It's been very grounded in innovation, compassion, and giving people hope in their recovery journey. A group of individuals in 1961 identified a need for recovery services here in Yakima. And so they banded together and started what we now call today Triumph. And again, in the early 90s, they saw a need for pregnant and or parenting women who wanted to get into recovery, but there was no services and they didn't have a safe place to leave their kids. So they probably broke a few rules and started the first parenting and pregnant women's program here in Washington State. So this is just the next step in our journey in answering a call and stepping up to serve the community. It was timely. Steve and if you all know Steve and Megan, they are hard to say no to. We just brought on our chief medical officer, so we didn't have an excuse to say no. We can do this, and with the support of our community, which I've seen this community step up in so many giving ways. And so we're moving forward because there is a need. The feasibility study definitely demonstrated that need, not in addition to the facility opening in Benton Franklin County, there's still a need here for us in Yakima County. So we're really honored and privileged to be able to move this project forward and looking forward to that. Oops, I went the wrong way. Okay, just a little bit about our services. So we offer a residential treatment services for men and women. I talked about the parenting pregnant women. When we say residential treatment, a lot of people think the traditional 28-day program, and that's correct. And that's for substance use treatment. In addition to while they're in the residential treatment, we provide mental health services. We provide medication-assisted therapies and for psychiatric services and medication-assisted treatment. So MAT therapy, you'll hear us use acronyms a lot, so MAT therapy as well. So that's while they're in residential treatment. So in addition to the services and bringing on Dr. Simmons, we offer more than what we have in the past. Also, we offer those services on an outpatient, standalone outpatient basis as well. Again, you can have your mental health services, access to medication management, and a medication-assisted treatment, all on outpatient basis as well. Kind of along the continuum of care with residential, outpatient, we provide housing services. In our housing, we really do focus on providing that continuum of care so they come out of treatment and it's supportive housing, substance-free housing. Where people are supported with case management services. We really want to set people up for success and help them in their recovery journey. We have the wraparound peer support. A lot of people hear the peer support. Peers are people with lived experiences who walk alongside individuals from the beginning of their recovery through recovery and help them stay in recovery in their journey. And so that's been a big area of focus for us as well. And with that, I want to give Dr. Simmons plenty of time to really talk about our detox.
All right. Well, thank you, Jolene and team. I also want to express, since we're talking about gratitude. I am so extraordinarily grateful for my opportunity to work with Jolene and the rest of the team and Triumph. My reason for serving as a physician, my why, is really to serve the individual at the worst moment of their life. And there's lots of ways you can do that. An ER doc sometimes meets the person in a horrific accident or a terrible moment. And my why is a little different as a psychiatrist. And I think that the moment somebody decides to enter their recovery journey is often the worst moment of their life. And having this opportunity to build medical detox and provide that entryway is such an incredible opportunity. And I'm so full of gratitude to be a part of this journey with these individuals who have rallied to bring this to Yakima. Um, but what is medical detox exactly? We talk about it. How is it different from other services that Yakima provides? And why is it so critically necessary for Yakima and the community? Esther so eloquently spoke about the why and why people aren't entering treatment and what prevents them from entering treatment. To first ground us into what exactly is a medical detox. We have a lot of services in Yakima. Yakima is quite lucky with the number of treatment providers we have. One of the things I like about Triumph is that we partner with all the other treatment providers in the community. We have multiple residential treatments, we have outpatient treatment, we have a detox that provides social detox, meaning non-medical detox that individuals can go and receive detox services. Medical detox provides another opportunity for an entry into recovery, providing a higher level of care than what we have right now. Medical detox is 24/7 medical supervision for somebody going through withdrawal services. It has an RN on staff 24/7, and it provides a physician or an ARNP that is available by telephone 24/7, and they round every day to meet with that individual who's going through withdrawal. As we've noted, it provides that opportunity for somebody to gain entry for services um, at any time that they are ready. It's not a make an appointment and come when we tell you to come. It's when you're ready, you can walk in and receive services. One of the things that was so evident at the homeless coalition meetings was EMS was saying and law enforcement was saying we need a place to bring individuals when we encounter them, and we need a place to drop them off. The ER isn't the right place, and we don't want to bring them to jail. We need another safe place to take them when they are experiencing a crisis such as withdrawal. And that would be where we could accommodate them through medical detox. It is a place for people who are now willing and voluntarily asking for these services when they are ready. And those moments are brief and fleeting. They are at that moment when they're saying, okay, I'm ready to go. And they are ready to take that step. And it is a level of care that is not hospital level of care. They don't want to go to the emergency department. They've been to the ER. They've not been treated in a way that they would like to be treated. The ER is too busy. It's too messy. And the ER isn't the right level of care. The ER can give them a medication maybe and send them back to homelessness. And a person that is experiencing homelessness isn't going to be successful trying to go through detox on their own while they're unhoused. they're very clear. If I am unhoused, if I don't have support, I'm going to continue to use. I've spoken to our peers and people who have been successful in the recovery journey, and they say if I was ended up unhoused again or homeless, I would use again, because that is such a horrific experience, just being homeless. I can only tolerate it if I'm strung out, so to speak. So that isn't a solution. So medical detox sits on the continuum between hospital level care and social detox, and it is considered residential treatment. And the focus is on safety, stabilization, and engagement, so that once somebody is through that acute stage of withdrawal, they can then leave detox and engage then on the next step of their recovery journey. The goal is to continue in treatment and recovery, not back into homelessness, because we know that is then going to lead to more substance use. The reason why it is so important to provide this safe place, again, I think Esther said it, I don't need to say it again, but I will, is because there is that brief window. That opportunity is so brief. Fear is prevalent when somebody is trapped in addiction. Fear of, what does recovery look like for me? What does it look like for me if I'm not using? How can I live my life substance free? And then the fear of withdrawal itself is terrifying, especially in this era of fentanyl. Fentanyl is a whole other substance. It used to be when people were using heroin, we would say, yeah, it hurts, but it won't kill you. Now, the withdrawal from fentanyl, it actually literally feels like it's killing you. And it causes horrific emotional and physical pain while somebody is experiencing that. And it is so overwhelming that I don't think you would ask anybody you love to experience that withdrawal without some form of support to get you through it. And nobody is willing to experience that on their own. And so they avoid withdrawing without some safe structure to support them through it. And additionally, as Steve spoke about alcohol, benzodiazepines. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna give my time limit. Don't worry. We need to safely withdraw people from medications that will kill them. Additionally, co-occurring illnesses are prevalent. We're not just struggling with substance use disorder, we're struggling with mental health disorders, and we need to address both of them concurrently for people to be successful. And as somebody reaches the end of that with a withdrawal, we can then, if they're interested, offer them medications to support their ongoing recovery for alcohol use disorder and opioid use disorder, such as Suboxone or medications such as naltrexone, Vivitrol, or acamprosate for alcohol use disorder medications, medicated assisted treatment. Okay, and what's next? This is for Jolene to speak about if you'd wish to continue to support us.
Thank you. So in terms of what next, Triumph is working with the county on some site planning and looking at the building, looking at building designs, and seeing what we need to do to make this work for a medical detox location. So more work to come on that piece. And then also, if you want to stay connected with us, you can scan the QR code. We're going to keep the community updated on our progress and our work towards this goal. We've all been touched by mental health, substance use disorder, most of us out here, and either directly or indirectly. So this is meaningful project, and hopefully, we know it's not the only answer, but it's movement in the right direction. We have to try to do something. We need to try to do something differently. So thank you. I'm going to pause and see if there's any questions. Okay. Okay, perfect. We'll stick around. Thank you.
Last time I did it. Thank you all again for being here. Yeah, you don't have to sit there if you don't want to. I mean, if you want to, you can. Thank you. I'm sorry we don't have time for live question and answers, but I appreciate you guys sticking around for questions. Question and answer little period there. And we appreciate you being here and everything you all do for the community. It's amazing. Okay. Our next meeting, we are here at the Convention Center. And that will be the red shirts. I think they're calling themselves the red shirts. Those are our new members. So it is a new member meeting, and they are doing the entire meeting from start to finish. I'm very excited. They have been working hard. They have some great ideas, and you all are going to love it, I promise. So please be here to support them next week because it'll be a really good time. Okay, so now get out your white tickets for the heart of our club drawing. Oh my goodness. So last week we had $5,155 in the pot. That was before today. I'm pretty sure, looking at the amount of tickets that are in here, that we are close to $6,000, if not at $6,000 or over. So, y'all ready? I don't know, you don't look ready. Ooh, I can't even grab one. There's so many. Okay, I got it. I want to hear some yelling. 021 6. Wow, that's a lot of. Not that kind of yelling. Okay, 6. 4 2. Oh. No way. 106. Jimmy DeGrasse. Oh, please. Oh, no. Immediate past president, Jimmy DeGrasse, will be drawing a card. No? Shut up. Sorry. That wasn't nice. I don't know what's happening. Margaret's dancing, and it is in there. Y'all saw it, right? I mean, we do. It's the 4-way test. We're being honest. The Joker is in there. So now there's 2 cards left. It's an ace and a Joker. Unbelievable. I was all ready with some celebration music, but sorry, Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy DeGrasse. Sorry, you're a loser. I'm really not sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm being very mean. Okay, I end our Rotary meetings with what I call my play of the day. And today's play is there are 2 ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. And this is from writer Edith Wharton. I love it because it means you can make the world better in 2 equally valuable ways: by creating goodness yourself, being the candle, or by sharing and supporting the goodness of others, being the mirror, right? And I will tell you that that's what you all do. Every single one of you in this room does every day. And that's what makes this community and this world a better place. So thank you all for that. And just take that play with you today. Thanks again to all of you for presenting today and being here today on this very important topic. We appreciate you. And welcome to the team, Chris. I don't know where Chris is. Oh, he left. Welcome to the team, Chris. He left. Thank you all for choosing Team Rotary today and for being in the game. And with that, we are adjourned.